Let me guess. You walk into a room and you just instantly sense the emotional atmosphere. Somebody says they're fine, but your internal radar is absolutely screaming that they aren't. Or maybe a colleague's subtle shift in body language tells you they're anxious long before they even say a single word. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're validating that exact lived experience and we're exploring the deeply misunderstood trait of high sensitivity.
So have you ever been told you're too sensitive? Or maybe asked why on earth you're crying at a life insurance commercial? It is a genuinely painful reality that so many people are made to feel like this trait is a massive liability. You know, something that just makes you anxious, overwhelmed, or difficult to deal with. But what if the exact opposite's true? What if this sensitivity isn't a flaw at all, but the visible sign of an extraordinary capacity that most people spend years trying to develop and honestly still never master? We are going to flip the script today.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The capacity we're actually talking about here is emotional intelligence, or EQ. By definition, it's the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, while simultaneously doing the exact same thing for the people around you. It rests on 4 core pillars: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and relationship management. Now, this invisible infrastructure of a successful life is actually a literal superpower, and the secret? Highly sensitive people are uniquely, biologically wired to master it.
For decades, we were all fed this IQ as destiny model, right? We were told traditional intelligence, logic, spatial reasoning, technical expertise was the ultimate predictor of success. But we need to shatter that illusion right now. Data from over 1 million people found that EQ accounts for a massive 58% of job performance across all types of jobs. That's huge. In fact, 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence. Those high IQ individuals who lack EQ, they often fail spectacularly just because they can't navigate human relationships. Your sensitive hardware is actually your greatest advantage in the modern world.
Section 1. The neuroscience of sensitivity.
Listen, this sensitivity isn't just all in your head or some quirky personality trait. It is a profound biological reality. First up, we have the insula. Think of this as your internal barometer. Sensitive people literally have more activity here, which means you might sense anxiety in your stomach before you consciously realize you're even stressed. Next is the amygdala, the emotion center. Yours is highly reactive, which is exactly why you feel things so intensely. Third, your mirror neurons are superactive. This is enhanced neurological empathy. It's the scientific reason why you cry at movies or just absorb a friend's sadness. And finally, the prefrontal cortex connects all these emotions to deep reflection. You don't just feel, you integrate and learn deeply from every single experience.
Section 2. Hidden gifts and real challenges.
Now, I want to be completely honest here. This path is not easy. Having a nervous system that takes in this much data creates a really fascinating duality. Yes, you have deep empathetic understanding, and that means you likely face severe boundary issues. Yes, you create authentic connections, and you probably suffer from profound emotional exhaustion and overwhelm by the end of the day. You see hidden patterns clearly, which is great for creativity and resilience, but it leaves you carrying the isolating burden of seeing dysfunction that everyone else just ignores. Your openness to human experience, it makes you vulnerable to emotional manipulation. Recognizing these challenges isn't a weakness. Actually, it's the very first step to mastering your trait.
Section 3. Real-world emotional intelligence. Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Take Sarah, a tech manager. When a team member started missing deadlines, she didn't just publicly reprimand him. Her sensitive radar picked up on a deeper issue. So she had a private conversation and uncovered a severe family crisis. By offering genuine compassion and flexible support, rather than cold corporate discipline, she built extreme team loyalty. She saw her employee as a whole human being. That made her an exceptionally effective leader, definitely not a weak one.
Then there's Michael, a highly sensitive therapist. Early on in his career, he was emotionally drowning. He was just absorbing his clients' pain and taking it home with him every single night. He had to learn what psychologists call empathetic attunement with professional boundaries. Basically, he learned to feel deeply with his clients to create authentic psychological safety, but without taking their emotions on as his own personal responsibility. He stopped absorbing the pain and started leveraging his sensitivity as a huge clinical asset.
And finally, Lisa, an entrepreneur who initially just dreaded conflict. Whenever an employee was upset, she wanted to withdraw because the emotional intensity was just way too high for her. But she evolved. She started treating emotional feedback not as a personal attack, but as vital data. She replaced defensiveness with curiosity, saying things like, "Hey, help me understand what's concerning you." That single shift allowed her to build a culture of profound authenticity that attracts extraordinary talent today. And you know what? You can do this too.
Section 4. Developing your sensitive superpower. So how do we actually upgrade your mental software to manage this highly reactive hardware? Well, it starts internally, with deepening self-awareness and regulation. First things first, stop saying you just feel bad. Name your emotions precisely using an emotion wheel. Are you angry, or are you actually just disappointed? Second, track your emotional patterns and triggers. Third, develop a somatic practice, like yoga or even just mindful stretching, to help your nervous system handle the big emotional waves. Fourth, use box breathing to stay calm under pressure. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. And finally, create a deliberate 10-minute pause between feeling an emotion and reacting to it. This is absolutely crucial. That tiny gap between feeling and reacting is where your true power lies.
Next, we need to look externally to enhancing empathy and relationship management. The most crucial step here is separating empathy from emotional fusion. Empathy is understanding someone's pain. Emotional fusion is absorbing it as your own. You have to establish clear emotional boundaries to survive. Use authentic communication. Literally say what you actually feel. And just like Lisa the entrepreneur we talked about, navigate conflict with genuine curiosity instead of putting up defensive walls.
To help you measure your progress, let's do a quick diagnostic check. Ask yourself, are you absorbing others' emotions entirely, or are you feeling them while maintaining your own integrity? Are you avoiding conflict at all costs, or are you discussing difficult topics without completely shutting down? Are you constantly drained by your relationships, or do you finally have energy for the relationships that truly matter? Are you just reacting without knowing why, or are you noticing and precisely naming emotions as they arise? Those are your red and green flags on the road to real emotional mastery.
Section 5. Activating your future self.
This whole explainer is really about giving you explicit permission to embrace your future, fully activated self. You do not need to become someone who is less sensitive. You just need to develop who you already are. So, I want you to pick just one immediate next step to do today. Maybe name your emotions precisely for the next 24 hours, or commit to 5 minutes of box breathing the next time you feel escalated. Maybe set just one boundary with someone. Why just one? Because small, consistent, micro practices compound over time into total psychological alchemy.
Your sensitivity isn't a flaw. It's the foundation of a superpower most people never develop. Seriously, stop letting the world tell you that your emotional depth is a liability. Yes, undeveloped emotional intelligence hurts, but your underlying sensitivity, it's pure gold. So, what incredible things will you build, create, and lead once you stop fighting your own wiring and finally activate your superpower?